Hi everyone, and welcome. Tonight, we'll gently explore one of the most fascinating states of the human mind, hypnosis. A quiet place where focus deepens, thoughts soften, and reality begins to feel just a little different. So relax, and let your mind drift as we begin. What hypnosis is and why humans became interested in it. Hypnosis is one of those fascinating states of the human mind that has captured curiosity for centuries. Many people imagine hypnosis as something mysterious or magical, but in reality it is a natural psychological state connected with deep focus and relaxation. In simple terms, hypnosis is a condition in which a person becomes highly concentrated on a particular idea, image, or voice. During this time, the outside world may feel less important or fade into the background. The person usually remains conscious, can hear what is being said, and may remember everything that happens, but their attention becomes very directed and focused. Interestingly, hypnotic states are not completely unfamiliar to us. Most people experience similar moments in everyday life. For example, when you become so absorbed in a book or a movie that you lose track of time. Or when you are driving along a familiar road and suddenly realize you have traveled several kilometers almost automatically. Psychologists sometimes call these experiences natural trance states. When a person enters hypnosis, the brain begins to operate in a slightly different way. Scientists studying brain activity have noticed changes in brain wave patterns. In normal waking life, the brain is usually dominated by beta waves, which are associated with active thinking. During relaxation and hypnotic focus, the brain often shifts toward alpha waves or even theta waves, which are also seen in meditation and in the moments just before sleep. Because of this shift, hypnosis is often accompanied by a feeling of calmness. Breathing may slow down, muscles relax, and thoughts may become quieter. Many people describe the sensation as similar to a pleasant drifting state, almost like being half awake and half dreaming. Human interest in hypnosis goes back a very long time. Throughout history, many cultures developed practices that involved rhythmic sounds, repeated words, or calming rituals that could guide people into deep states of focus. Ancient civilizations such as Egypt and Greece described special forms of healing sleep in which people experienced vivid inner imagery and strong emotional impressions. In the 18th century, European physicians began studying these states more systematically. They noticed that people under hypnotic focus sometimes reacted differently to pain, emotions, and even certain habits. This sparked scientific curiosity about how the human mind works and how attention can influence perception. Today, researchers view hypnosis as a complex interaction between psychology, attention, and brain function. It is not sleep, and it is not a loss of control. In fact, many scientists believe hypnosis represents a form of highly focused awareness. Another interesting aspect is that people respond to hypnosis differently. Some individuals can enter a deep hypnotic state very easily, while others require more time, guidance, or relaxation techniques. However, most people are capable of experiencing at least a light hypnotic state. For this reason, hypnosis continues to be studied by scientists and psychologists around the world. It offers a unique window into how the human mind concentrates, relaxes, and processes suggestions. How hypnosis affects the brain and consciousness. To understand hypnosis, scientists often begin by studying what happens inside the brain during this unusual state of attention. Modern neuroscience has shown that hypnosis is not magic or sleep, but a measurable change in how the brain organizes attention, perception, and awareness. When a person enters hypnosis, certain areas of the brain become more active while others become quieter. One important region involved is the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for focus, decision-making, and attention. During hypnosis, this area helps maintain strong concentration on a single idea or voice. At the same time, another brain region known as the anterior cingulate cortex plays a key role. This area helps the brain filter information and decide what to pay attention to. Under hypnosis, this system becomes highly focused, allowing the mind to temporarily ignore distractions from the outside world. Scientists using brain imaging technologies such as MRI scans have discovered that communication between different brain regions also changes. Normally, the brain constantly processes information from the body, the senses, and our thoughts all at once. In hypnosis, these systems can become more separated, allowing suggestions or imagined experiences to feel unusually vivid. This is why people under hypnosis may experience strong mental imagery. If someone is asked to imagine a warm beach or a quiet forest, the brain may activate some of the same sensory areas that would normally respond to real sights or sounds. The mind can temporarily treat imagination as a very convincing internal experience. Another interesting effect involves the brain's perception of pain. In some medical studies, hypnosis has been used to reduce pain during certain procedures. Brain scans show that hypnosis can influence how pain signals are interpreted rather than simply blocking them. The sensation may still exist, but the brain reacts to it in a calmer and less distressing way. Researchers have also noticed that hypnosis can change how strongly people feel connected to their own actions. In everyday life, we usually feel that we are consciously controlling our thoughts and movements. During hypnosis, some people report that suggestions feel automatic, as if actions are happening naturally without effort. However, this does not mean a person loses control. The brain still maintains awareness and decision-making abilities. Studies consistently show that people in hypnosis will not perform actions that strongly conflict with their values or intentions. Another fascinating discovery is that hypnosis seems to work best when a person willingly cooperates with the process. Trust, relaxation, and expectation all influence how deeply someone can enter a hypnotic state. In other words, hypnosis is not something that is forced on the mind, but rather a state that the brain gradually allows. Because of these discoveries, scientists now view hypnosis as a powerful example of how flexible the human mind can be. Attention, imagination, and perception can interact in surprising ways when the brain becomes deeply focused. The history of hypnosis, from ancient rituals to modern science. The idea of hypnosis may seem modern, but the roots of hypnotic practices reach far back into human history. Long before scientists began studying the mind, many ancient cultures discovered that certain rhythms, words, and rituals could guide people into unusual states of deep focus and calm awareness. In ancient Egypt, historians believe that special temples sometimes used forms of what were called healing sleep rituals. People seeking relief from illness or emotional distress would lie down in quiet temple spaces while priests recited prayers or calming words. During these states of deep rest, individuals sometimes reported vivid dreams or powerful inner experiences that they believed carried guidance or healing. Similar practices appeared in ancient Greece. In temples dedicated to healing gods, particularly those associated with health and restoration, people participated in rituals designed to bring them into peaceful, dreamlike states. Soft voices, slow breathing, and quiet environments helped people relax deeply and become very receptive to suggestion and imagination. In many traditional cultures around the world, rhythmic sounds were also used to guide the mind into focused states. Drums, chanting, and repeated movements could gradually shift a person's attention inward. These practices were often part of spiritual ceremonies, storytelling traditions, or healing rituals that helped people experience strong mental imagery and emotional release. The scientific exploration of hypnosis began much later, during the 18th century in Europe. One of the earliest figures associated with hypnotic ideas was the physician Franz Mesmer, who believed that an invisible natural force influenced human health and behavior. Although many of his theories were later rejected, his work inspired serious investigation into how suggestion and attention could affect the mind. By the 19th century, scientists began moving away from mystical explanations and studying hypnosis more carefully. Doctors and psychologists started noticing that people under hypnosis could sometimes experience reduced pain, altered perception, or changes in habits. These discoveries encouraged researchers to treat hypnosis as a psychological phenomenon rather than a supernatural one. During this time, the word hypnosis itself was introduced by the Scottish surgeon James Braid. He realized that the hypnotic state was not actually sleep, even though it might look similar from the outside. Instead, he described it as a form of focused attention and mental concentration. Throughout the 20th century, hypnosis became an area of research in psychology and medicine. Scientists studied how suggestion works, how imagination affects perception, and how attention can reshape certain mental experiences. Hypnosis began to be used in controlled clinical settings, often as a tool for relaxation or mental training. Today, hypnosis is recognized as a legitimate subject of scientific study. While many myths still surround it, researchers now understand that hypnosis reveals something important about the flexibility of the human mind. Our thoughts, expectations, and attention can influence how we experience the world in ways that are still being explored. How hypnosis is used in modern medicine and therapy. In modern times, hypnosis has moved far beyond the mysterious reputation it once had. Today, it is studied within psychology, neuroscience, and medicine as a practical tool that can help people manage certain physical sensations, emotional patterns, and habits. In many countries, trained professionals such as psychologists, doctors, and therapists may use clinical hypnosis as part of structured treatment. One of the most well-known uses of hypnosis in medicine is pain management. Some hospitals have used hypnotic techniques to help patients remain calm and comfortable during procedures. In these situations, a therapist guides the patient into deep relaxation and focused attention, which can reduce anxiety and change how the brain interprets pain signals. Hypnosis has also been explored as a way to help people cope with chronic pain conditions. For individuals who experience long-term discomfort, learning to guide the mind into calm and controlled states can sometimes reduce how intensely pain is felt. Instead of removing the physical cause of pain, hypnosis may help change the brain's response to it. Another area where hypnosis has been studied is anxiety and stress management. When the mind is under constant stress, the body often remains tense and alert. Hypnotic relaxation techniques can help slow breathing, calm the nervous system, and guide attention away from racing thoughts. Some therapists also use hypnosis to support people who want to change certain habits or behaviors. Because hypnosis encourages strong focus and imagination, it can sometimes help individuals visualize new patterns of behavior. For example, some people use hypnotic techniques while working to reduce habits such as smoking or unhealthy routines. Sleep improvement is another field where hypnosis has gained interest. Many people struggle with falling asleep because their minds remain active long after the body becomes tired. Hypnotic relaxation techniques may help quiet mental activity and create a smoother transition toward rest. In dentistry and minor medical procedures, hypnosis has occasionally been used as a method to help patients remain calm. By guiding attention away from fear or discomfort, some individuals report feeling more relaxed during treatments that might otherwise cause anxiety. Researchers are also studying hypnosis in connection with the brain's ability to influence the body, sometimes called the mind-body connection. Attention, expectations, and mental imagery can affect how the nervous system responds to stress, discomfort, and emotional experiences. Despite these promising uses, experts emphasize that hypnosis is not a miracle cure. It works best when used together with established medical or psychological treatments. Proper training and professional guidance are also very important to ensure that hypnotic techniques are used safely and responsibly. Today, hypnosis is increasingly viewed as one of many tools that help scientists better understand the power of attention and imagination. The mind has a remarkable ability to influence perception, emotion, and physical sensations when it enters deeply focused states. Common myths and misunderstandings about hypnosis. Although hypnosis has been studied scientifically for many years, it is still surrounded by many myths and misunderstandings. Movies, stage performances, and popular stories have often created dramatic images of hypnosis that do not accurately reflect how it really works. One of the most common myths is that hypnosis means losing control of your mind. In reality, research consistently shows that people under hypnosis remain aware of what is happening around them. They can hear, think, and even choose whether they want to follow suggestions or not. Another misunderstanding is the belief that a hypnotist has complete power over another person's thoughts. Scientific studies do not support this idea. Hypnosis works best when a person is willing to participate and feels comfortable with the process. Without cooperation and trust, hypnosis usually has very little effect. Many people also believe that hypnosis puts someone into a deep sleep. This idea is partly responsible for the word hypnosis itself, which comes from the Greek word for sleep. However, modern research shows that hypnosis is not sleep at all. Brain activity during hypnosis is different from both normal sleep and ordinary waking consciousness. Stage hypnosis performances have also influenced public perception. In these shows, volunteers may appear to perform unusual actions while under hypnosis. What audiences often do not see is that participants are usually willing, cooperative, and often enjoy being part of the performance. The environment and social expectations can strongly influence how people respond. Another myth is that only weak-minded or easily influenced people can be hypnotized. In fact, the ability to experience hypnosis is often connected with imagination, focus, and the ability to concentrate deeply. Many creative and intelligent individuals are actually very responsive to hypnotic techniques. Some people also worry that they might become stuck in hypnosis and be unable to return to normal awareness. Scientific evidence shows that this does not happen. Even if a hypnotist stopped speaking, a person would eventually return to a normal waking state naturally. There is also a belief that hypnosis can force someone to reveal secrets or memories against their will. Research shows that hypnosis does not give a hypnotist magical access to hidden thoughts. People can still choose what they want to say or keep private. Another important topic involves memories. Hypnosis can sometimes make imagined events feel vivid, but that does not necessarily mean those memories are accurate. For this reason, modern psychologists are careful when using hypnosis in situations involving memory recall. Understanding these myths helps people see hypnosis in a more balanced and realistic way. Rather than being mysterious mind control, hypnosis is better understood as a natural mental state involving attention, imagination, and relaxation. Thank you for being here. Rest well and drift gently into sleep.